The valley and parts of the Sierra still dealing with the aftermath of the first big storm of the season this morning. Chain control is now in effect on I-80 near Colfax all the way to the Nevada state line. Snow removal trucks are working right now to clear the roads, we're just being told. This after spinouts forced CHP to close the roadway to all vehicles yesterday. This morning, 44,000 PG&E customers still without power following high winds, and more than 1,000 SMUD customers are still without power in the valley. Work is still ongoing to restore electricity to those people. That's why we continue our live team coverage for you right now. Brittany tracks trouble spots on the roads. Zach Fuentes is along I-80, and he's showing us the issues happening right now in some areas. But let's go quickly to Rob. Rob, what's the situation today after 3 days of crazy?
Yeah, it's remarkable that we're still in this storm. We're still in storm watch, but I can tell you after this morning for rain and for snow and certainly for wind, we're moving into calmer conditions and dry conditions by later on today. So if you've been waiting for a break, everybody has their own situation, but if you need a break in the rain, it's coming today. Snow will linger a little bit, but you know what? Your break is coming as well, and that will be much better travel conditions for the roads. As far as what I can tell you on radar, it looks a lot worse than what it is. It's a lot of scattered light, sprinkles, a few lingering showers for the mountains. It's the same situation. It is snowing, but the core and the heaviest stuff is going to be central southern California. They're getting hammered. Just so you know, this is a beneficial statewide system. Everybody has had rain and snow that is very desperately needed. As far as the temperatures, it's cold out there in the 40s. We only warm to the low 50s. So remember, a jacket anyway, a rain jacket for the morning and maybe just a nice jacket to keep you comfortable into the afternoon. But we will see some sunshine. This will be the first sun we've seen in a while for some of us, and it will continue through most of the weekend. As far as the road conditions, still wet with the lingering rain, but then we're finally going to see drying conditions, and your commute home, if you're commuting, is going to be sunny in some locations with a few clouds thrown in there, and not windy with much better road conditions. So we're moving to a better spot. Now for the latest on the road conditions in the Sierra, we've got Zach Fuentes just off I-80 there, and you've seen a lot of changes this morning.
Yeah, there's been a lot of up and down with this. I-80 eastbound had been closed since yesterday afternoon because of the conditions out here, vehicles spinning out, trucks jackknifing. But right now, we do have an update that happened just in the last hour. I'll step out so you can see what we're looking at here. But I-80 eastbound has reopened with chain controls from the Alta to Nevada state line, but they are still turning trucks at the Applegate exit. We've seen some trucks that were stuck here being able to get through with maximum chain control, according to Caltrans up there. But again, passengers can get through with chains from Alta to the Nevada state line. I-80 westbound coming from the Donner Summit to Alta is still closed right now. But again, Interstate 80 was closed yesterday because of those spinouts. And I'm going to show you what we saw as we were coming up here early this morning, about 4 a.m. Just before we were getting to Colfax, you saw a whole entire line of big rigs waiting it out, possibly since late yesterday afternoon, waiting to get through here. That video I took was about 2 minutes long. We're only showing you a portion of it, but that was just to tell you how many trucks were waiting. It was as far as the eye could see at that point. Now back out here, we are seeing some snow come down. We see a lot of snow on the ground still. I had been seeing some Caltrans plows getting on this Dutch Flat on-ramp. That's where we are, I-80 eastbound on Dutch Flat. They were getting on this on-ramp. So we do know that snow is being cleared out, but there is still a lot of snow on the ground here. It is snowing right now. So if you can avoid this area, even though you can get through with chains, I would suggest waiting it out if you can. But Brittany, I know you're tracking the road conditions all over. What are you seeing?
You know, it was still a busy day. It's not as bad as it was on Tuesday, but we're not out of the woods yet. We've been following a serious accident on Spring Street near Saddle Crest Circle overnight. It was involving a train and a car. Thankfully, all lanes are now open and traffic is moving. As we take a look at your drive times, EDH Folsom into Sacramento, all lanes are open for you. We're looking at 21 minutes. Now, Tracy Livermore, traffic is building. You can see it on your screen. Usually on Fridays, traffic is nice and quiet, but we're looking at 27 minutes. So it's definitely moving, but I still have a caution flag out for you because you never know what's going to happen in the traffic center, right? How are things looking in Elk Grove? I have all your answers coming up next, Walt.
All right, Brittany, thank you. After outrage from the Sacramento City Council, 3 warming sites are now open for those who need a safe and warmer place to stay. The Socopolis Library Galleria is open, along with a safe parking lot at City Hall. Sacramento Mayor Steinberg says the site will be open 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. for the foreseeable future. St. Paul's Family and Life Center will also be open as a refuge today. People are being asked to call 211 for more information. And in our area, thousands of SMUD and PG&E customers are still without power. PG&E now says it's deployed more than 400 crews to work on restoration. One neighbor ABC 10 spoke to in Land Park in Sacramento says it's the longest outage he has seen in the last 50 years.
The weather's bad. It's cold. It's brutal.
Nothing works. TV, heater, water heater, nothing is working.
Neighbors in the area tell us they've received confusing calls from SMUD telling them the power was restored when it actually wasn't. We reached out to SMUD about that information that they were sending out, and they've since apologized, and they say they've resolved the issue.